Can anyone on the panel speak to how many jobs have been created through these work centers, and what is a specific plan for job creation for Richmonders? Any plans in the works to create jobs here in the city? Create jobs, yes.
I have a very short answer to that. This fall, I'm introducing legislation. One of the things I do, sometimes city council is not the sexiest job, and one of the things I'll do sometimes is read through the state code, both the taxation section in the counties and the city government section, chapters 15 and 58 individually. It's dry reading, but you find phenomenal stuff in it. The city of Richmond has the authority to reduce or exempt the business and professional license tax for any business that relocates or that starts after that ordinance is passed within the city limits. We have an opportunity not to compete with the surrounding counties for new businesses and for relocations. We have the ability to beat the pants off. There's a window on how long you're allowed to keep that exemption in place for new businesses. It's 2 years for each new business or relocating business. But it was something that would immediately encourage the creation of new jobs as soon as it was passed. And if everything goes right, it's either being introduced at this coming meeting or the meeting after that.
Specifically job creation, Mr. Jewell?
Yes. I for the last 3 years, have profited with the administration. We've met 4 times now. In my district, in Randolph West, may be the only neighborhood that has solar-powered streetlights in the state. We see the solar being used more and more on the interstates every day. There are 22 street lights, been there for 4 years. It worked perfectly fine. When the hurricane came through and everybody else's lights were out, I had lights in Randolph. I've been trying to get the city to replace 32,000 street lights. Can you imagine how many jobs could be created to train up a group of young people to decouple the wiring from the old street poles, light poles, and to demolish those poles and sell them to Guatemala and install state-of-the-art, high-tech, 100-mile-an-hour wind-resistant poles to hold up these solar panels? The governor's secretary, assistant secretary of commerce and trade, has been in on these meetings, yet we can't get off the dime. I pushed this city. We've got excess water capacity. Since Henrico County 4 years ago, 3 years ago, went online with their own water treatment plant. The Tri-Cities in Chesterfield County need water. Sell them water. They finally, last November, sold Chesterfield County 5 million gallons a day of water. Well, those dollars coming back here can go into other investments to help lift up all sorts of things. I just don't think that council has been led right to push this city right, city administration right, in order to produce what the people need. And so that's what I want to work on.
Okay, so we do want to hear plans for job creation specifically. So is that Mr. Walker and then Ms. Page?
Let me start by saying what Councilman Samuel spoke about the business tax. Chesterfield's already done that. We had the city manager for Chesterfield come and talk to my Kiwanis Club, and they made rave reviews about having already done that and why Chesterfield was able to avert the recession as Richmond got published. They've already done that. Richmond's council has not done that. We need to look at that. In terms of job creation, if you talk to many of the corporations and the small business and mid-sized business in this region, what they'll tell you in the Richmond area is that they feel they have a void of skilled, qualified folks to do the jobs they need to have done. What I would recommend doing is that we would talk with all of our corporations and our small businesses around the area, put together a 5 or 10 year plan to address those skill sets that they feel will be required in the next 5 to 10 years. Make those skill sets available to our students in high school, at the technical center, so when those folks finish high school or the technical center, they'll have the skill sets that employers will be looking for over the next 5 years, will be able to find jobs. So there's not really a shortage of jobs, there's a shortage of skilled people to fill those jobs. Thank you.
Ms. Page?
Yes, my plan to create jobs is to create affordable housing. In the 8th district, we are plagued with more blighted houses, blighted property, and vacant property than any other district in the city. Why is that? We have residents that are in need of jobs, but we need to bring those job training skills into the community, similar to the program that Ms. Robertson speaks of in the 6th district. Bring that to the 8th district or to the south side. That will help the residents create those skills, and also to tap in to those grants, affordable housing, to revitalize your neighborhood and your community with the Virginia housing. That money is available, that funding is available, and it's a deadline. But if you're not accessing that funding, working with city administration, community and economic development to create those opportunities to create affordable housing, to address the blighted property and the vacant property in the district, it'll never happen. So you need to have the representative that has the skills that will be able to do that. So that would be my plan to create jobs.
Ms. Shewmake?
Yes, I'm glad Mr. Ryan is here. I would definitely agree with Mr. Samuels on the incentive package. We're not doing everything that we can to market ourselves. But it was interesting, several months ago, I had folks who worked in the biomedical field and in the high-tech industry meet with me to talk about the fact that Richmond is really not pursuing these industries, and they're a perfect fit for an old city, old infrastructure system, existing buildings that can be reconverted for their use. They don't need gigantic park space like DuPont, Altria need. They can fit in around neighborhoods, they can fit into our existing structures, rehab them, help with the blight that we have, help with the vacancies. The great thing is that the startup crews may move here from somewhere else, but all their support staff comes from local. And having them come in inspires support businesses around them. They've got to eat somewhere. They've got to run somewhere to get their batteries or get this or get that. And they're going to do that right around the area where that business is located. So I would love to see and would definitely work with these folks who are keen to help bring those companies. You look at what it costs to have a house in Richmond, compare that to Silicon Valley. It's no competition. We have a river, we have affordable housing for people making 6 figures. We have tons of things to offer these people. We should be sucking them right away from those other cities.
Mr. Ryan, your plan for job creation for Richmond.
We talked about the money from the Landmark Theater and some other things like that, and the bureaucracy of the city. I'm a believer, if you want to create jobs, you've got to bring businesses, both in the form of, offices, manufacturing, whatever, and retail, back to the city. If you look at Carytown, they just opened a Petco there. The nearest pet store for those who have pets, you either went to Dogman, which is a fantastic place, a small local business, or you went out to Livy Place and you spent money at PetSmart. Sorry, PetSmart a little better, but 618 does not. So you go to the county and spend your money. I can guarantee you Petco in Carytown is going to clean up, because people want to spend money in the city. They don't want to keep going out to the county. So to create jobs, we've got to bring businesses back here, and people will support them. They will spend their money. Now, what we have to do as a city council and as a mayor, we've got to go to these businesses and explain to them why it's beneficial for them to come to the city and open businesses. Why don't we have, other than Forest Hill area, we have a Target and a Walmart, you have the Sheets, I always get the Sheets and Walmart confused. There's not a Sheets or a Wawa in the city of Richmond. That makes no sense at all. They're all over the counties. Why don't we have a Sheets or a Wawa in the city of Richmond? Why don't we have a Target on this side of the city? We've got one in the south side. They do great. We've got to engage these businesses, go out and market ourselves, and show them the numbers of why, if they come here, we will support them and spend money, and voila, we have jobs. I don't think it's that difficult. We just need to target them, and also the other industries and whatnot. But they will come, and they will be profitable and successful, but we've got to do our job of selling the city to those people that are reluctant to come here and open businesses.